Hello everyone, JH Medium here. Today we are in Budapest. Continuing our trip in Central Europe, we are in Hungary. Budapest is known to be one of the most affordable capitals in the EU. With its gorgeous architecture, incredible looking food, and relaxing city parks, it is also the perfect place to be in the beginning of spring. Join us on this chill 4-day Budapest trip and let's see what this city has to offer. After a 7-hour train ride from Munich, crossing through the lush Austrian landscape, we arrived at Budapest Keleti station. Time to begin our trip in this city. This is actually my second time in Budapest. The first time we came, we spent 3 days here. 1 day in Buda, 1 day in Pest, and 1 day for a day trip to Slovakia. So we didn't really get to explore too much of the city. Hopefully this time we'll get to see more. Our first stop today is the Central Market Hall. Honestly, it just seems more like a tourist destination instead of an actual market. I don't think there are any locals here doing their shopping. But anyways, since it's quite big and beautiful inside, we can still check it out. There's also a second floor here where they have the food and souvenirs. We're quite hungry right now, so let's go have something to eat. For lunch today at the Central Market, we're gonna have some Hungarian food. We got this dish. Usually people call it goulash, but here they actually don't call it goulash, they call it porkot. So we got a porkot with some of this Hungarian style pasta, I guess. And Rika got some Hungarian sausages with potatoes. The price here is actually really expensive. I guess it's because it's a tourist destination, so it's all euro prices. Okay, let's try some of this porkot. I'm gonna get a spoonful. Let's try. That's a lot better than I expected. The meat is super tender. You can really taste the paprika, which is the most important spice in porkot. Delicious. And this has that QQ texture. Weirdly, it sort of reminds me of the texture of bubble tea. But yeah, it's really nice. Now we're gonna try the Hungarian sausage. It's really oily, really fatty. Just like the porkot, the sausage also has that strong paprika flavor. Even though it's expensive, but the portion size is actually quite big, so I guess that's okay. So yeah, that was a pretty nice Hungarian meal, but I definitely want to try Hungarian dishes in a slightly less touristy place later on. Okay, now let's go explore the market. Visually, it looks like a very big market hall. I guess it's because it's really tall, but if you look around the stalls, there are actually not that many. Similar to the dishes we ate for lunch, most of the items sold in the market are sausages, meats, and spices like paprika. Locals mainly do their shopping early in the morning before the tourists come. So maybe that's why it seems like there's very few local customers here. Even though it's hard to take anything with us, it's still amazing just to walk through this massive hall and see the diverse products sold here. It's nice that it's finally summer. But in the sunshine, wearing this jacket is really hot. When we're in the shade, it gets a little bit too cold. So this is like the time where you don't know what to wear. Time for the most exciting segment in each of my European videos, finding a local bubble tea store. It actually looks very authentic, similar to the ones we have in Asia. Look at that brown sugar in here. Feels like home. We have made it over to the Hero Square, which is a square dedicated to the tribes that founded Hungary. I guess this is a must-visit landmark. Look at all those tourists behind us. But to be honest, I'm more interested in the city park behind it. Okay, let's go. We've made it over to the city park. I feel like even though the tourist attractions in Budapest are really beautiful, I'd much rather spend my time in an open space, a park like this. It's so much more relaxing. I can literally spend a whole afternoon just people watching, duck watching, or just randomly walking around the park doing nothing. The city is finally green again. The weather is warming up. More and more people are hanging out outside. I guess that's the beauty of springtime in Europe. It's another day here in Budapest, and today we're hiking up to the Fisherman's Bastion. There's so many steps here. The weather seems okay today. There's some moving clouds, which means we should be able to get some really nice shots. This is another site that I've been to before, but to be honest, I don't remember too much about it. So let's check it out again. When we got up, we found out that the main towers are actually free to enter after dark. So I guess we'll come back later. Right behind the Fisherman's Bastion, there's this beautiful walkway if you want to escape all the tourists back there.
Pretty surprising, so quiet here and there's nobody here.
There are signs everywhere telling dog owners to be careful of their dogs jumping over the wall, which makes you think this has definitely happened before. That's really kind of sad. The Fisherman's Bastion was originally built in the Middle Ages. Apparently the name comes from the fishermen guild who lived in Watertown below the wall. But this stunning structure we see here today was actually built in the 1900s. This place is a perfect lookout towards the Pest side and the Danube River. And right now during sunset, it is the perfect time to come. I think the Fisherman's Bastion is a lot prettier than I remember. After 7 p.m. at night, it's actually free to go up there. And there's a perfect panoramic view of Budapest. Really nice. It's another beautiful day here in Budapest. We made it over to Margaret Island. The springtime here, it's so strange. The temperature fluctuates so much. One day we're wearing jackets, and another day, even wearing short sleeves, it's already super hot. And in the air, there are these fluffy pollen-like things. It's making my nose really uncomfortable. That can all be ignored because the weather is so nice. I really like these big parks you can find in Budapest, like City Park on the Pest side, and of course Margaret Island right in the middle of the Danube River. Throughout this park, there are many of these small carts or small vehicles that people are driving around, pedaling around. Seems like a pretty fun activity for kids or families. But then there are also people just here picnicking, people in the shade reading some books, or just lying here in the middle of the grass sunbathing. I like how throughout this park there are actually these chairs where you can lie down and just chill in the shade. Now we're gonna climb up these steps up to Buda Castle. I just love it when these cities have beautiful viewpoints where you can look out on the entire landscape. Whenever I'm on one of these viewpoints, it just makes me feel super, super small. Like you're only a tiny speck in this giant landscape. Why does it seem like everywhere we go on this trip, there's always going to be some sort of major site that's under construction? You can see there's that giant crane behind us. And if you look over at the Budapest landscape, there's probably like 3 or 4 giant cranes just sitting there. For example, behind the Parliament. Why is it always like this on our trips? How unlucky. We just walked down from the castle and now we're gonna have some more Hungarian food for dinner. We got pretty much their national dish, the goulash soup. In places like Czech Republic, the goulash looks more like this. But here it's always a soup dish. There's some beef, some potatoes. Really tasty goulash. You can taste the onions, the tomatoes, and definitely that rich paprika flavor. And of course, it's always served with bread. It's not toasted, it's not crispy, it's just normal bread. But I guess if you soak it in the soup, it doesn't really need to be crispy. It's like a sponge soaking up all the flavor. Now I'm gonna try the beef stew, the dish that we usually imagine as goulash, but here it's actually called a pork coat. Melt in your mouth, tender. And I really love these dumplings. This is really delicious. A lovely meal close to Buda Castle. There's still a few hours until the sun completely sets, so we have some time to hike up another viewpoint. We made our way on top of the Citadella. Unfortunately, the actual fort is closed off, but at least we made it just in time before it got dark. This might be my favorite lookout in Budapest. You see all the famous landmarks in this one view. Buda Castle, St. Stephen's Basilica, and the Parliament building in the distance. As we walk back down, blue hour starts to fade in. And here on the chain bridge, we can see the Parliament light up to its iconic golden hue. It's our last day in Budapest and we mainly spent the daytime catching up on some work. But since the weather is still so perfect, we're gonna go for a stroll next to the river. I love that there are many cute statues and art installations by the river, such as the famous Hungarian artist Roscovic painting the chain bridge. And of course, the little princess. These statues give the city an extra playful vibe. As the sun begins to set, we found a nice spot just north of the Parliament and sat down to enjoy the view. While many people come to Pest for its vibrant and hip atmosphere, I think what attracts me the most is its calmness. I'm not sure if it's the entire weekend or just now, but this street is closed off for cars. So people are here cycling, rollerblading, skateboarding. And that is it for our trip here in Budapest, Hungary. Even though this is actually my second time in this city, I feel like this time I got to explore a lot more. In a bustling city and a popular tourist site like Budapest, sometimes it's difficult to find a bit of personal space. But I was surprised by the peaceful and relaxing atmosphere this city gives. I think in the end, this trip to Budapest was not really about hunting down every single tourist attraction, or a food tour trying out the popular Hungarian dishes. It was about slowing down and absorbing the tranquility of springtime. I love that this city gave me the space to do so, and that's what I enjoyed the most about it. Unfortunately, this might also be the last video of this European travel series. A little bit sad to be leaving Europe, especially when the weather is so nice right now, but I am also really excited to go back to Asia again. So be sure to subscribe to JH Medium for more travel videos coming soon. See you guys next time. Bye bye.